Hello students. Today we will discuss on profits and gains of business or profession, section 28 to 44D. You know that is the third heads of income. First one, income from salary. Second is income from house property, and third one we look at profits and gains of business or profession. Section 48 to section 44D deals with profit and gains of business or profession. The first section, as usual, is a charging section, section 28. Section 28 tells us what are the incomes which are taxable under profits and gains of business or profession. Profits and gains of any business or profession. If any business or profession earns profit or gain, that is taxable under this head as per the provisions. The profit need to be calculated as per the provisions mentioned in section 28 to 44D. Any compensation or other payment due to or received by any person specified in section 28 2, subsection 2. Compensation is not a revenue income, but it's of capital nature. But if the compensation is mentioned in section 28, that compensation received by the assessee, if that compensation is mentioned in section 28(2), then that income, even though the capital nature, is taxable under the head business or profession. Income derived by trade, profession, or similar association from specific services performed for its members. That means any trade association or professional association provide any specific services to its members, then the income earned from providing such services is taxable under this head. Chartered Accountants Association or advocates or doctors, any. If such association or union conduct a special program or provide any services to its members, then such services, such income from such services to be taxed under this head. Value of any benefit or perquisites, whether convertible into money or not, arising from the business or exercise of a profession. Yes, here perquisites. You are familiar with the term perquisites because we dealt with this term in detail under the head salaries. So here also comes perquisites. What is a perquisite here? Any benefit a person gets because of his profession or because of his business, then that is a perquisite. Suppose a trader for move for a particular item, movement of that means he encouraged people to buy that product, and in that shop the product is going well. Therefore, the manufacturer decided to give him a gift, a motorbike. Then that is a perquisite. Okay. Similarly, a doctor treating a patient receives a gift from the patient He is from Gulf. उसके पास पैसा है. So therefore, what he did is he gifted him a car. So the doctor gets a perquisite here because of his practice, because of his service. Therefore, it is a perquisite and the value of it need to be taxed under this side. Whether the benefit is converted into money or not is immaterial. The value to be calculated as per the direction of the income tax. Any profit on transfer of duty entitlement passbook scheme. This duty entitlement benefit an exporter gets and he transfers it and get any profit out of it, then that is taxable under business. Similarly, duty-free replenishment certificate an exporter gives to somebody else. Then the profit so arise is taxable under business. Similarly, any export incentives available to exporters, any tax savings, cash assistance, any incentives an exporter gets, any interest, salary, bonus, commission, or remuneration received by a partner firm. While we were discussing salary head, we said salary received by a partner from a partnership firm is not taxable under the head salaries because partner and partnership firm are one and the same. There is no employer-employee relationship between partner and partnership firm. Therefore, salary cannot be taxed under salaries, and that will be taxed under profits and gains of business or profession. This is as per the provision of section 40B that we will see later. Okay, partnership assessment. We will see this item in detail under section 40B. Any sum received for not carrying out any activity in relation to business or to share any know-how, patents, copyright, trademarks, etc. Suppose you want to start a barber shop at Papadi. Already a barber shop is existing at Papadi. So that barber shop owner visited you and told you that please don't start a barber shop at Papadi. I will give you 10,000 per month if you are not starting. So this is the 10,000 he receives monthly, or say he says that I'll give you 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs one time payment, it is of a capital nature, but still it's to be taxed because he receives that money to avoid doing an activity, carrying a business activity, not to do a business activity. So it's an item taxable in his hand, whether he is involved in business or not. It is this amount which he received will be taxed under profits and gains of business or profession. Keyman insurance policy. I hope you heard this term, Keyman insurance policy. This is taken by a company for its higher officials. So this Keyman insurance policy, any amount you receive, that means the firm receives or the company receives or the employer receives, then that is taxed under business head. Any sum received in cash or in kind or account or on account of any capital asset other than land or goodwill or financial instruments being demolished, destroyed, or discarded, transferred if the whole of the expenditure on such capital asset has been allowed as deduction under section 35D. That means you are writing off an expenses or you receive some money on account of any capital asset. Scrap sale also can come in, being demolished, destroyed, or discarded. If this expenses already written off, but now you're getting it back this year. Last year it is written off. This year, last year's return of money you are receiving. Therefore, it is to be taxed under business head. Managing agency system reveals any profit or gain that is taxed under this head. Similarly, speculative transactions, income derived is also taxable under this head. Then, business definition, section 213. It includes any trade, commerce, manufacture, or any adventure or concern in the nature of trade, commerce, manufacture. This definition you're familiar with, I don't need to explain. You know the term trade, what is commerce, what is manufacture, what is an adventure in the form of trade or commerce, manufacture. So that is a business. When you say business under business and business of profits and gains of business of profession, business can be a trade, buying and selling. Commerce, any activity for transferring goods from the manufacturer to the ultimate customer. All the activities are commerce. Commerce means activities to avoid hindrances that arise from transferring an item from one place to another or transferring, yes, goods from manufacturer to the ultimate consumer. Okay. Business also covers occupation carried on by a person with a view to earning profit. Production of goods on raw material, buying and selling of business, selling of goods to make profit, providing services to others are different forms of business. Okay. This is an activity for making profit. Activities of rendering services to others also falls under business. Okay. Any services you render to any person comes under this. But there are certain business incomes which are not taxable under this head, which are taxable under specific other heads. Number one, rental income in the case of a dealer of property. That means you are a dealer of property. What is your business? You buy property, that is building. Then you sell it. But sometimes the market is low. What you decide? You will decide not to sell it now. You want to keep it for some more time so that the price will increase. So you may let out the property, then you receive rent. That rent is actually is part of the business activity, income from a business, but this is not taxable under this head. Why? Because there is a specific head for this, that is income from house property. Therefore, this is taxable under income from house property. Even if property consists of stock in trade of recipient of rent, the recipient of rent engaged in business of letting properties or there. That means this property is a stock in trade. Why this property is a stock in trade? You bought it for sale. That is why now it is in your hand. Then it is a stock in trade. So you cannot argue and say that this is a stock in trade, so I will consider this stock in trade sale under business. Okay, sorry, you cannot do it because there is a specific head called income from house property that deals with rental income received from property by an owner. Got the point? Similarly, dividend on shares are taxable under the head income from other source, even if they are received from shares held as stock in trade or recipient of dividend is a dealer in shares. Okay, dividend on shares are taxable under the head income from other source, even if they are derived from shares held as stock in trade. That means, similar to the above example, suppose you are buying and selling shares, and in between this process, you got dividend from some of the shares which are stock in trade. This dividend is actually a business income, but it will not be taxed under business, but on the other hand, it's taxable under the head income from other source. Got it? Thirdly, winning from lotteries, races, etc. So winning from lotteries, it's a habit or it is like a business. Buy and wait for the prize. Horse races, betting on horse races. You maintain a horses also. Okay, so that's your business. Yes, it's a business, but it is to be taxed under income from other source because winning from lotteries, races, etc. are included in income from other source. Therefore, this item cannot be taxed under this. Got it? These three things. Number one, rent from stock in trade property. Number two, dividend from stock in trade shares or debentures. Third one, winning from lottery. Got it? These are business incomes but not taxed under this head elsewhere. Now, what are the basic principles for arriving at business income? For calculating business income, we need to consider certain basic principles. Number one, for taxing an item under this head, first of all, business or profession must be carried on by the assessor. That means you own the business, okay, fine, but you must carry on the business or profession. That means ownership of business or profession is not important, but who carries out the business. If any person has a right to carry out any business, even though he is not physically carrying on a business, then that is to be considered as a business. Ownership is not important, but who carries out the business. And next principle is business or profession must be carried on during the previous year. You know our assessment year is 21-22. So previous year is 2021. So we will consider only business or professional gain or profit earned during 2021 only. And another point is it is not necessary that the business to be conducted throughout the previous year, from the beginning till the end. No, not necessary. If it is carried out only for a few months, then also income arises to be taxed. Tax is chargeable to all business or profession. Yes. So, incidence of tax is business or business income. Aggregate of all business income, it is not charged separately. Suppose a business person is having income from few business and the loss from other business. So the net amount, it will be taken together and the net amount is considered as income from business or loss from business. Next one, even though it is a speculative business, it is taxable under this head, but income from speculative business to be treated separate. Business of any kind includes legal and illegal. So illegal doesn't mean that he is not liable to pay tax. No, illegal also he can reveal and pay tax. Legal ownership and beneficial ownership. So we already said this point. Both to be concerned for taxation, however, concern is who receives the income. He will be held liable for tax. So he is called beneficiary of the business. Real profit and anticipated profit. Taxable profit is a profit accrued or arise in the accounting year. Anticipated profit or potential profits or losses which may arise in future is not considered. Future profits are not considered or future losses are not considered unless it is specifically mentioned. Recovery of sum already allowed as deduction. Suppose if you receive back any deduction which you permitted, then at that when you receive it back you should tax it, because when it went out we have provided deduction. Mode of book entries. Mode of transaction is irrelevant for taxation. Trading receipt, even though it was not recorded in the account, does not prevent the assessing officer to treat it as a trading receipt. Okay, got it? Illegal business also part of tax. You cannot avoid saying that my business is an illegal business, not I am not liable to pay tax. Sorry, you need to. Commercial principles for computing business income. Profits arising from trade receipts only is taxable, not the capital receipt. Got it? Profit arising from trade receipts only is taxable, not capital receipt. Only trading receipts are taxed, not the capital receipt. If capital receipts are specifically mentioned, then it is taxed. Okay, got it? Trading losses. Trading losses of revenue nature are allowed as deductible. The business losses can be allowed as deduction if only the following conditions are satisfied. Number one, loss should be of revenue nature. For deducting the loss, it needs to be a revenue nature. It should be incurred during the year and it should be incidental to the business or profession carried on by the assessor. It should not be a notional or fictitious. Okay. Losses should not be notional or fictitious. Got it? It should not be an item restricted under the Act. Act has prevented an item and then it cannot be. Loss which is not incidental or trade or profession carried on by the sea is not allowed as reduction. Losses of advances made for setting up of new business which ultimately could not be started. Okay. Now specific deductions. Okay. Let's stop the first lecture here. We'll continue with the remaining topic in the next lecture. This is all about introduction, business head, things relating to section 28. 29 is how to compute profits and gains of profession. Uska performer. Okay. Yeah. We'll come to that later. Thank you.